Akojo AJ.
A little more life. Good morning. That's lovely. This morning, again, my name is Paco J. Labi. I've been working in the tech space for the last 18, 20 years almost. This morning, I want, I want to talk about the exciting future that's ahead of us for you guys and for at your level and what the opportunities are ahead of you. My goal this morning is not to preach at you what you're going to be spending your time learning or what I expect that you'll become in future, but my goal this morning is to excite you about the future and the opportunities and the job opportunities, the work opportunities, the career opportunities that are ahead of you in this new age in terms of technology and in terms of the workspace. The world that I grew up to meet is very, very different from what I see you growing up to come and meet. Lots of industries are changing, lots of careers are changing, lots of trainings, lots of skills, lots of requirements by employers are changing. The focus has now moved away from how much you can store in your head to how you can actually do. The time where you would sit and cram so much has started to move on. And now what you can actually do with the knowledge that you have acquired. Your ability, all the wonderful skills, all the wonderful abilities that you have acquired, that you are showcasing on this program, all the math skills, all the science skills, now the world requires that you are able to use these abilities. If you look around you, you see that the industries are changing. You see transportation has become different. Before, everybody would just think of moving from one place. Either you had a car, or you got a taxi, or you had to go to a trotro station to go and get a car. It's different now. It's very, very, very different now. Transportation in itself has become totally different. We sit at home and we order Uber. We sit at home and we order the new one called Yango. And it's even cheaper. Yango is 2 cities. Uber is cheap. Bolt is cheap. There are all of these options available. Entertainment has changed. The days in the past where we would have to go to video libraries to go and collect cassettes, it's long gone. Everybody has Netflix on their phones these days. We sit at home, we're chatting with friends, we're connected to everybody, we're watching YouTube. You hear a new song from Sarkodie and everybody's in a hurry to go and download. Entertainment has changed. Fashion has changed. We look at clothes, we look at when I was growing up, the best place to see brand new clothes was in church. Or when a colleague or a friend or a parent's friend had a party, and then you see new clothes. Today we have Instagram, we have Pinterest. There are so many different platforms where we're seeing all of these things. And all it just goes to tell you is that the life that we knew it before has changed. The life that is presented to you for your future is very different from the life that was presented to us for us to prepare for. Continuing to talk about an environment and a society that is changing. We look at our future and we look at even presently, you don't need to go to the market to go and buy corned beef anymore. You can sit at home and order it online. We all know Jumia. We all know these names. They are household names now. We know them and we don't even think that they are so exciting, they are so wonderful. 10 years ago, this was all different. We sit at home, we don't go to the banks, we order stuff, we pay for it online, they bring it to us at home. Even the banks are starting to look at all of these things and starting to realize that industry is changing. People are sitting at home doing online banking, controlling businesses from home. I was reading an article just a week ago about a young man in Switzerland, 19 years old, who's running a whole insurance company from home. He spends 5 hours a day running his insurance companies with employees all over the world. The rest of the time, he's running around and jogging and exercising. That's the future of work for you. That's not the future of work we were presented with. And so our preparation was very different. But your future is also very different. And so you need to understand that the future that you're looking at is very different. Going on talking about the futures that are ready for you. Today, sitting at home and doing all the things that you are doing, you see all the young people online doing all kinds of funny things, sending all kinds of funny messages so that they can make all kinds of strange monies that we are not aware of where they come from. We're excited about the opportunities that these monies are showing these guys because these people are showing funny, funny new things. But they don't understand that as the society that we live in, the trust that we know it to be, where your parents will trust you based on knowing you directly, has changed. The trust that you hold now is all digital. In 5 years to come, if you have no digital trust, nobody wants to do anything with you. So as you grow, as you explore these opportunities, don't get tempted into jumping into all of these funny online fraud things. You are eating up your future before it's here. You understand? Because you are selling out your trust. And that trust, that digital footprint that you are leaving today, is what will lie ahead of you in the future for your careers. We sit online and we post anything on Facebook, and we think it's just Facebook. It's just a network of friends. It's just people who can connect to you and laugh at the funny things that you post online. In 5 to 10 years, it will matter because the people that you will want to work for, the people that you would have finished school, you would have skills to work for, will want to see what you were posting online on Facebook 5 years ago. What were you doing online 5 years ago when the whole society started to change? So these are things that you need to be aware of. I'm bringing this to your notice before I go on to talk further about the opportunities that are available, because I need you to understand that the society that you are living in is changing so fast, it's difficult to comprehend. And you need to start understanding that everything that you do has a consequence. Okay? Moving forward, what does it mean for you as a student? You'd say, I'm not ready to work yet, I'm not looking at going to go and get a job in the next 5 years, but you're almost at the end of your secondary school period. Even university education is changing, it's going online. There are lots of young people who go into university in their first year, they are doing it online, and they find jobs online alongside. There are other people who may not go to university, but decide that they want a professional certification, a professional skill, and they can pick all of this online. That is what this means for you. There are more options in self-development. What this means is that anything that you can think of, you know where you're talking to your parents, you're talking to a counselor, and the counselor is telling you, anything you can think of, you can be. It is even more now evident. There are people who sit on Instagram, only Instagram. They take pictures of everything they do, and I'm sure you know them. Everything they do from morning to evening, it is their career. And it gives them money. It provides for them, it provides for their families, it provides for everything around them. This is what you need to understand. The market has also become bigger. As there are opportunities to garner more skills online and all over the place, the opportunities for you to use these skills have become much, much bigger. I build websites. There are some of my clients who are in the UK. I have never met them. I have never seen them face to face. They only got in touch with me through a recommendation. I work for them. They send me money, as I mentioned before, digital payments. I set up their platforms for them. And they go on to recommend me to other people. That is the future that is sitting ahead of you. Okay? That is the future that you are looking to move towards. And so that is the future that you need to prepare for. These opportunities are there. The digital frontier has opened up so many more opportunities. An interest in photography does not just end in just taking pictures of yourself and being able to pose for the nicest pictures. That interest in itself can be developed into a whole career, a career that will change your life. An interest in writing jokes online, short, small stories, poetry, blogs, will have so many people wanting to read what you write. Imagine a world where over 60 to 70% of the world is online, and you write a funny clip, or you act out a funny... We all know Emanuela in Nigeria, the little girl who does funny clips. Who thought she would be a millionaire? Now, how does her videos go around? They go around on WhatsApp. And you are wondering, but how does she make money? There are so many other ways that she makes money. She gets sponsored by companies who want their products to be showcased in her videos. There are so many ways that there are opportunities ahead of you. Don't take them for granted. Going forward, as I mentioned earlier, your skills will become more in demand now. Reason being that we've come into an era where, and we're going into an even bigger era where we consider it the gig economy. So if I know how to make shirts and I'm looking for a job, but I'm a very good shirt maker, I may not need to go and find an employer. But because I'm a good shirt maker, people will find me to make them individual shirts. And each of these requests are considered gigs. And so for each time that somebody will request a gig of you, you will get paid. Okay? That's the kind of future that lies ahead of you. That's the kind of future you need to get excited about. In talking about all of these things and in talking about the excitement that you need to start building up for it, I'm sure you are asking yourself how you need to get ready for it and how you need to prepare for it. The most important thing is that you need to grow yourself. You need to find opportunities to self-develop. It's not just what you learn in the classroom. It's not just what is preached at you. It's not just what is spoken to you. You're online. You're watching videos. You're watching funny clips. We're all watching Medical and, what's his name? Everybody remembers Strongman. We're all watching them online. But then again, there are still so many other resources that the time that we spend watching, I'm not saying don't watch them. Watch them. It's good entertainment. You need a balanced life. Watch them, spend some time, have a good laugh. But whilst you're on there, make time to develop yourself. Make time to learn a new skill. You see somebody do, you like watching cartoons. You can go very easily online to YouTube and learn how to make your own cartoons. And the knowledge is free. It's right there. All you need is data and your phone. If you don't have a phone, you have a parent who has a phone, who, if you told them that I want to learn how to make cartoons and I know I can learn on YouTube, I'm sure they'll be willing to give you their phones and their data to spare. Apart from that, learn to brand yourself. Being the most popular kid in school because you say the funniest things, because you wear the weirdest clothes, is not necessarily the best path to the top. Learn to identify your skills and brand yourself so that when anybody looks up at you, they will say, oh, as for this guy, I know him very well. He speaks very good English. It's branding. Okay? As for this girl, I know her very well. She's very good with math. It's branding. As for this young man, he's very good with sports, and he understands how to control a team, how to work with a team. It's branding. Learn to start picking up those traits now. The reason being, the world is moving so quickly that the responsibility that came to us when we were 30 is coming to you when you are 20. And so if you live your life anyhow, if you decide that, oh, everybody is doing this, and so that is the way I also want to do this so that I will be noticed and I will not be left in the background, you're going to become just like everybody, and you will not get the individual opportunities that special people like you yourself need to get. Finally, there are so many opportunities out there, so many of them, it can become very confusing as to which one to pick. Take the time speak to adults, speak to people, read about it, watch videos online, find out how certain things are going in the world. If you are interested in going into finance, you've seen how people work in the banking industry, go online, watch YouTube videos. You know, Google the financial industry, Google the IT industry, Google computers, Google what is happening, Google what other people are doing in their industries. And that way, you can start to learn that each industry has so many opportunities and you can't do them all. You can start to focus on the individual parts where you feel your strengths are. Am I communicating? Am I communicating? Great. Apart from that, you also need to understand that your skill is your trump card. And if you are able to perfect that skill, you are able to demand more for that skill. Does that make sense? If your skill is just drawing with a pencil, if you are able to become very good at just drawing with a pencil, when somebody calls you up and says, please, can you draw me? They will know that you spend time in doing it. And so in so doing, they will not expect that, can you draw me? It will come with free, can you draw me? They will expect that whilst you are drawing them, you will eat. And so they will be willing to pay whatever you request for your time to draw them. So learn to hone that skill so that you can better negotiate going into the future for your own selves. Finally, before I wrap up, and I know that my talk with you this morning has been very short and very straight to the point, but before I wrap up, the most important thing that you need to focus on is that the future of you, ahead of you, is not daunting, it's not scary, because everything that the world has to offer you has all been put online and been put in the palm of your hand. The knowledge that we had to sit through university, through extra programs, training, has all been condensed and put into the palm of your hand. And sometimes to access that data, all you need is 1 CD credits. Right now, everybody sitting in this room is as intelligent as Einstein, and probably more so. Because I'm sure Einstein didn't know how to cook banku and okra stew. But today you can Google it and figure out how to cook banku and okra stew. The knowledge of the world is in the palm of your hands. Don't take it for granted. Get excited about it. Learn as much as you can, because now you're still in school. There isn't that much responsibility, and I'm sure the future is waiting for you ahead with open arms. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lavi.
Yeah.
Please, it's time for our questions and answers. But before we go on, let's be reminded that our mentorship sessions for this year are sponsored by GOIL. GOIL is our sponsor for mentorship sessions this year. Please, anybody with a question, you can lift your hand and a mic will come to you, and then our mentor will address it. My friend from yesterday, he said today you ask a question, right? So we're waiting for you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ernest. I would like to know the difference between computer science and information technology.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so computer science, well, I'm assuming that you're asking the question based on opportunities to learn. Information technology is a much, much, much broader subject area. Now, computer science just focuses primarily on the use, the management, and the development for computers. Now, information technology allows you to go beyond just that, on the premise of going into understanding the use of the information that is available and how best to use technology to manage, manipulate, and use that information. So information technology in itself is a much broader subject area, and computer science in itself is a narrower subject matter. Does that make sense? Okay. Any other questions, please?
Anybody else, please? If you have a question, just raise your hand. The mic will come to you. Please.
Any other questions?
Should I start calling names? Because I know your names. Yes. If you have a question, please raise your hand. The mic will come to you. Anybody? Okay. Since we have no questions, I guess they really understood everything that you said.
Everything I had to say.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you.
Okay, so thank you very much for your time with us. Yeah. And we'll come to you once again with mentorship tomorrow morning. So please fine. Get ready.
I'll stand by.
Okay, thank you very much for your time with us. So once again, the mentorship session is brought to you by GOIL. And please fill the questionnaires, raise your hand, the PAs will come to you and take them. We need to evaluate the session. Thank you very much.
Here's innovation from GOIL that takes you further. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead with expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.